Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to my playthrough of 80 days. It is time to continue our journey and we're already on day 14. We've only made it to Moscow so far and I'm not happy with that at all. So I'm going to go into a planning mode and yeah, we could go to Astrakhan on Wednesday or arrive in Irkutsk on Tuesday, but that will take up a lot of money. But I think that's our best bet, and then we will see if we can go to... Wow, Urga takes a lot of days as well. Astrakhan Wednesday. But then I don't know if we can go to other countries or other places from there, so... I think... So far, I think we're going to Irkutsk and then we'll see from there what we can do. We'll go a long distance anyway. But yeah, we can only depart in 2 days, so that's a long time to wait. Let's go to the market, see if we can buy anything there, or I think I already did. Yeah, we can only have a top hat. We have a lot of extra stuff. Why do we have 4 suitcases? That's new to me. A pamphlet of incendiary revolutionary material. That is not good to have on us. Can we sell it? Dropped. That is good. Yeah. I do not want to have that on my person in Russia. That doesn't seem like a very good idea. Alright, so if you can do that, maybe we can go to the bank, see what that gets us. We must visit the bank, Monsieur Falk declared. A robbery, Monsieur, or you have additional funds? I am a gentleman. They would extend me credit if required, he replied. But do you suppose I put my entire fortune into a carpet bag under your supervision? Yeah, I'm not gonna say of course. Let's say I did not answer. I regarded the bank as we entered, or the manager. Yeah, the manager. A small man who greeted us with warm disinterest. Is that possible? You wish to withdraw funds, we were told. I warn you, it may take some time. £1,000 tomorrow. We have to wait 2 days at least. So, yeah, we might go for £1,000 tomorrow. We require £1,000, I said. The manager nodded. I will have to communicate with London first, of course, he apologized. I should have a reply tomorrow. It seems, Monsieur Falk remarked as we left, we have some time to dispose of. Indeed we do. So let's go to the hotel and add a day, I suppose. We took a room and settled in, and I washed and hung... or didn't know. I went to stretch my legs. Only to have my pocket brazenly picked. Luckily the elastic wallet prevented any loss. Awesome! That is really good. Really happy I bought that one. Our funds will be ready to collect when the bank opens. Tapping the clock will skip time forwards, okay. The bank opens at 11 AM, so yeah. Almost there. Maybe we have new stuff at the market as well. No, still the same stuff. So let's go to the bank. We returned to the bank at opening time to collect our funds, and then we were ready to proceed once more. Relations with Fogg have deteriorated slightly. Why? Because we needed extra money? It was his idea to go here in the first place. Right, we can depart somewhere, I suppose. St. Petersburg arrives tomorrow. That is not what we want, of course. That is our only option, though. So this one will depart tomorrow. There's only room for 2 suitcases as well. And it leads our health to -30. Wow. That is pretty bad. What about Omsk will be there on Friday. Departs in 2 days, yeah. So we're going to have to wait another day. Man, I really hate that we have to rely on the public transport system the entire time. I really wish we could just say, it's like, oh, let's get a horse and we'll go there, you know? Or something else, or try to find somebody to like share a ride with, or whatever. I don't know. But all of this public transport stuff, I mean, yeah. With the last light of the evening, I buffed and shone my master's pocket watch. I spent a while talking to the hotelier. Yeah, do I want to shine the pocket watch? Not really. But it might improve our relationship a little bit more again. Or I spent a while talking to the hotelier. He might give us some extra information though, so yeah, let's do that. To learn what I could, but obtained nothing but advice for starching colors. That is not good. Alright, so we should be ready to depart now, I think, yeah? Let's embark. Departs at 11. Yeah. Higher access space. Wow, that is oh man, that's very expensive. Man, all of this stuff I would like to keep, for sure. We could get rid of this one, I suppose. And an English poetry. We want to keep the fur coat, for sure, because that's really useful here in Russia. Shaving kit. Yeah, I don't know. None of this is stuff that I want to leave behind, so I might go for the extra space, I think. Let's do it. Alright, so, the Siberian weather. This looks like a wearisome journey, but the fur coat from a Russian gentleman's wardrobe set should help. So it's minus 30, but we get plus 22 from the fur coat. So that's actually really, really powerful. I'm really happy I bought that one. The bell in the stuccoed and whitewashed Moscow station gave its third and final clang, and the platform erupted into frenzy. Rough-shawled peasant women, convicts in the prison card, we boarded calmly. Let's talk about the peasant women. Wept freely as they kissed their emigrating sons and daughters goodbye, while businessmen and prospectors in smart, fur-trimmed coats slipped money to the provodniks to secure their compartments. Let's see. Yeah, I did the same, and we found ourselves in a small cabin with heated water and even a shaving mirror. Your funds have gone down a little, but our relationship with Fog has improved again, so that's good. Let's wait. The Paris World Fair a roaring success. Interesting. That's a long, long way. We were away. I was affixed to the window the first day, or I familiarized myself with the train. I think that's a good idea, because we're going to be on this train for a while. So, let's go and do that. I familiarized myself with the train's layout. The last two carriages were heavily guarded prison cars, then fourth class, then third, and so on, with the amenities scattered between passenger cars. I don't care about a chapel. Everywhere was dusty and cold. Or the smoking room. I'm not a smoker, so let's say everywhere was dusty and cold and made my heart sink. My bed that night swayed along with the motion of the train. We had several more days of this journey through the middle of nowhere at all. Indeed. The great Russian expanse. That's a close shave. Superb. That brings his health up again a little bit. Our fellow passengers were a mix of convicts, political radicals, prospectors, businessmen and military officers. In the midst of this was a young lady, Rosa, modishly dressed. Modishly? What's that? Wearing a bored expression. As she was harangued by her formidable maman. I made her acquaintance, I followed her discreetly, or I ignored her. No, let's make her acquaintance. Only too easily. Yes, she was bored, of course. She wants to have some distraction. She was desperate for a sympathetic ear and told me her great secret. She had fallen in love with a peasant boy in fourth class called Jack, by which I understood that they had shared a glance of extreme passion in the baggage car. Ah, to be so young again indeed. I resolved to keep an eye on their burgeoning locomotive romance. We crossed the Volga in the early afternoon, crawling slowly over a bridge perched on high stone pillars. The devout Russians stood and crossed themselves while looking out over the water. I could just hear the lilting, rhythmic, oar-beating songs of the Volga boatmen over the whistle of steamboats. That's a nice image to have, actually. So Fox, let's see. Famous dancer seen in Novorossiysk, heading for Tehran. Interesting. That's the famous dancer we heard about, right? Somebody we met somewhere earlier in our journey. In Norway, I believe. Yeah, so Fog's health has gone only down a little bit, only by 3 points, so that's actually really good. The train crawled up into the Urals and stopped at the town of Ekaterinburg. I bid farewell to young Rosa as she was slipping away to see her Jack once more. I wish you happiness indeed, I told her. I have never been so happy, she replied enthusiastically. I shook my head and left her. She waved to me from the window as the train blew its whistle and faded away from sight. And I like this story, it's a really cool game. Some of her possessions could earn as well here. It's 12 PM, so we still have some time. I think we can explore the town a little bit first, so... Or let's maybe go to the market, see what they have to sell. Fur-lined boots, part of the cold climate set. Pressure gauge, engineer set, yeah. I'm going to sell this, I'm not going to need it anymore. Maybe the English poetry as well. Maybe I'm going to buy the fur-lined boots, that might serve us well here in Russia. And I think I'm going to sell the apples as well to make some room. And then maybe, let's see. Let's get the railway cap. Heavy storm, cold compress. This did make it complete along with the shaving kit. No, not the shaving kit. What else is there? Salve of Amica. Right. Plastic wallet, we're going to keep that for sure. And maybe keep the passport and put the railway cap in here. Keep the false passport in here with our essentials basically. And all of this stuff, it's useful to have, but we could lose, I suppose. We do need to keep clothes, of course. The shaving kit is fine to keep our health up. And then the European shipping timetable, we don't need it anymore because we already have all of these routes, so we can sell that stuff. Let's get the Norwegian chess set in there. And then all of the little stuff can go in here. Like so. Ah, damn it, we lost our... Time just keeps going, so let's plan our strategy from here. We're in Ekaterinburg. Arrives on Tuesday. It departs in how many days? Why can't I see this? 2 days. Damn it. And this arrives on Monday. It's now Friday, so it's basically... this arrives Tuesday. Then we're in Astrakhan. That doesn't really serve us all that well. Yeah. Let's stay in the hotel. We'll pass the night. There's nothing for it, you know. Ekaterinburg was a grand city of the north, a hive of industrial activity. Freight trains and wagons rolled in and out at all hours, carrying all manner of steam this and electroloop that, heading east and west along Russia's Great Back. However, for our purposes there was only one train, or given the city size I could not believe that Trans-Siberian was the only connection, yeah. Pretty much, eh? So I determined to find something else to offer my master as an alternative. I began my search at a nearby waterfront, an open area to the southeast, or a local coffee house. We're in the middle of Russia. What waterfront could there be? There's a lake. So that doesn't seem very promising. An open area to the southeast. Well, Russia is pretty much all open areas. That also doesn't sound very promising, but we could have some rumors in the local coffee house. There should be some local people that can tell us more. So let's go there. Thinking I would find travelers there. The locals treated me like a curious thing found on the bottom of a shoe, and I learned essentially nothing. Really? Next I tried all that. Okay, let's try the open area to the southeast, which I reasoned might be an airfield. And it was, but a military one. Can you give me one good reason why I should allow you to fly with us? What an impertinent line of questioning. We are going around the world, I declared. They were not sympathetic. I was marched out of the field at gunpoint. Holy shit. By now it was growing late, so I returned to Monsieur Fogg. My master had passed the hour sipping a single cup of tea, which, it was clear from the look on his face, he had not enjoyed. Alright, let's explore for 4 hours, see what that turns up. I struck up a few conversations here and there, hunting for options for how we might proceed. But apparently that didn't get us anything. Did it? No. And this departs tomorrow, so yeah. It's very expensive though. Yeah, there's nothing for it. We have to stay in the hotel another day. We're still doing okay on funds though. As night fell, I polished our shoes and hat brims, or I spent a few hours walking around. You know, we're going to leave with this train already, so I'm going to polish our shoes and hat brims to better ready us for our upcoming departure. Relations with Fogg have strengthened slightly. That's good. Let's depart. Let's go to Omsk. Higher exit. Do we? Yeah. Man, god damn it. We're going to have to do this every time, I'm afraid. But I do want to keep it, so let's go. It's quite expensive. We joined the Trans-Siberian Express in the Urals. I do hope you're not spending too much, Passepartout. That money has to last all the way around. Yeah, I know. Let's wait a little bit. Phileas Fogg attempts round-the-world adventure. Ah, we're in the newspaper now. Interesting. That doesn't increase the pressure on us at all. I settled Monsieur Fogg and got some rest. Went to explore the train, of course. Ending up in a car filled with lively cavalry officers, eating smoked fish and playing music. One of them enjoined me to play his balalaika, a kind of triangular mandolin. I accepted eagerly, and strummed a few notes to familiarize myself with the unaccustomed instrument. Once happy with its functions, I played a familiar favorite. I knew Gilbert and Sullivan. Now, let's go for a familiar favorite. Yip-I-Addy, a song about a musical fellow called Herman von Bello who was possessed of a rather sizable cello. Our choruses of yips and a's rather alarmed some of our fellow diners, and I was treated to some colorful local lyrical variations which cast a new light on Herr von Bello's prodigious talents. Interesting. The officers were so pleased by my performance that they very generously made me a gift of that very same balalaika. I cannot wait to play it for Monsieur Fogg. The balalaika should fetch a good price in San Francisco should we decide to sell it. Interesting. Let's take care of Mr. Fogg a little bit. I could not wish for a superior valet. That's good. Hopefully that makes up for, you know, the unease of the travel for him a little bit. Pampered guy. Time on board trains takes on a meditative quality. I dance like a Kazakh or I visited library car. Let's visit the library car. Maybe we'll learn something useful. I met Goland, the daughter of a Mongol chieftain who was poring over a thick volume of algebra. I confessed myself surprised, or I lamented my lack of mathematical skill. Let's say a Mongol chieftain into algebra. Yeah, that's a little bit surprising, I suppose. By her choice of reading, but she shrugged. I must study algebra if I am to be an engineer in the Imperial Army of Russia. I wish to leave behind my ancestors' warrior past. But you have a glorious history, I replied aghast. Goland turned the page. A glorious history for men, for war. I am going to make my own history. I can get behind that. She folded the book closed. You have travelled, monsieur. They call us barbarians, don't they? She asked. I felt sorry for her and wanted to soften the truth. They do? Who are they and what do they matter? Yeah, I demanded, with fine rhetoric and spirit. Your life is yours. She leaned forward, eyes shining. The truth is, there is more going on in my country than most outsiders know. We are growing fast as a people. What do you mean? Or you mean territorial expansion? No, I don't know. I think she's talking about cultural things instead of, you know, I'm not going to be scared of this. I'm going to say, what do you mean? I asked, intrigued. This is the age of progress, she replied, tapping her books, of systems and of thermodynamics. And my people, we have discovered some very interesting things. I was frankly skeptical. No, why should I be skeptical? I was intrigued, of course, and leant forward to hear more, but the girl shook her head. I won't tell you, she said and laughed. I will show you, tomorrow night, on the deck. Alright, that sounds good. I will be there, I nodded. We conversed until supper, and she presented me with her family's solde? A Mongolian horsetail banner. I do not have any need of my past, where I am going, she said. You have it, do with it what you will. The Mongol sold should fetch a good price in Yokohama, should we decide. Oh, okay, we're going that direction. Let's converse as well, while we get a chance, before we reach Omsk. So, greetings, Madame Pavlichenko. May I see your tickets? How I despise this job. Alright. We already know there's a train from Omsk to Irkutsk. I don't know where Karamskaya is. Oh, we went there, right? Or we came from there. Let's talk about Ussurisk. You mentioned trains. I've been told one can travel aboard the Salt Lake and San Pedro Railroad from San Pedro to Salt Lake City. Interesting. What else is there to talk about? So Ussurisk to... yeah, Pyongyang could be interesting. Let's talk about that. I don't know, but you can pick up handheld mirrors in Pyongyang. Extremely valuable in San Pedro. Huh. Okay. Let's talk about Vladivostok then. Absolutely, one can sail by fishermen's boat from Usirisk to Vladivostok. Interesting. That could be very interesting. So Usirisk is down here, Vladivostok is there. Then we have San Pedro to Las Vegas, Salt Lake City. Oh yeah, okay. 15 miles to Omsk. We arrived in Omsk today and stepped off the train in the company of a full score of British, Dutch and German merchants, with military officers taking their places. As the doors closed, I caught sight of Goland. I caught a brief glimpse. Now, let's talk about Goland a little bit more, who seemed surprised to see me on the platform. She made as if to call something out, but then the door slammed and the train was away down the track. Oh, how hard it can be to wonder what might have been. Yep, indeed. The cases felt light compared to the weight of my heart. Aw, poor Passepartout. The fur-lined boots should be quite valuable here. Interesting. But it's already... Let's explore the town, while the day is still young. New routes discovered. Omsk to... Wow. Wow, to Kabul. That's really far away. Omsk was the most important stop on the line between Moscow and the Siberian capital of Irkutsk, a fact we were made aware of by a signboard in 5 languages that told us as much, just outside the station building. The source of all this importance was unclear, or the town was presumably of religious importance. Well, we have a big church on the back, so yeah, I suppose that's what it is. Since the place was stuffed full of Orthodox churches the way a 6th-class car is stuffed with pickpockets. Okay. Walking the city, we chanced upon a large square containing what I surmised to be the governor's mansion. We went to introduce ourselves, only to be told the governor was out for the day and would be returning in the evening if we would care to call again. We sure would. Let's plan. So, we have Irkutsk over here, arrives on Thursday but departs tomorrow. That could be a good option since it's already so late. And departs tomorrow as well to Kabul. But then, yeah, that doesn't really help us, so we might as well go here and maybe see if we can find a way to Yokohama and sell some of our stuff. That's $1,200 though, or 1,200 pounds. And then 2,200 to get there. Arrives next Thursday. 580 to get here. 230 to go to Kabul. There's a horse over here. Interesting. I don't know. I kind of would like to go to Yokohama. But first, let's see if we can go to. Oh yeah, we have to stay in the hotel. Then we go to the market at 7 a.m. There was only one hotel on the large square across from the governor's residence. We found a room and warmed up, or we returned to the residence. Yeah. Of course, and knocked once more. You again, she exclaimed. Come in, the governor is excited to meet you. The governor of the province of the Russian steppes was a man named Buchholz. We found him reading the works of Dostoevsky, which he rapidly hid as we entered. We entertained him with tales of our adventures, and he assured us we had reached the pinnacle of adventure here in Omsk. A major hub soon, he whispered, to become an independent state in its own right. Revolution. We flattered his pride. Yeah, let's flatter his pride, informing him without a trace of irony that we had never seen such beautiful churches in all our travels through Europe. Indeed, he told us, plans were afoot to bring Omsk to international importance with a Siberian exposition of agriculture and mechanical agricultural implements. We could have talked this way all night. I caught Monsieur Fogg's head nodding in the corner of my eye. Yeah, let's not talk all night. Not from assent, but drowsiness, so we made Buchholz farewell and good fortune. As we left, he asked where we were headed. Into Mongolia. Or where would you advise? East is kind of like, yeah... Where would you advise, I asked. He thought for a moment. Vladivostok is the best way east, he declared, but you may have trouble entering. The city is closed to all but the military. I asked if he could help. And he smiled. Why not? Awesome! Taking a pen and paper from his desk, he quickly filled out some military-looking papers for us. These should suffice, he said with a twinkle, and when you return to England, please remember Omsk. We will indeed. We thanked him and left him to his seditious reading and dreams of glory. That's nice. So now we have a viable option from Vladivostok. That's really good. So, let's embark. And again, goddammit, the extra space. We have 4. That's really crazy. Open the luggage. But that's okay. Or actually, can we go? Let's go to Omsk. It only departs at 3 AM. Let's go to the markets. We could sell for 220. We do need the money though. This will sell for a lot in San Francisco. I think we might end up there. So let's sell the fur-lined boots here. Rushanka, the top hat, the hammer. Valuable in Karamskaya, Lahore and Agra. Pyongyang. Wow. Pyongyang. Holy hell. We really need some of this to work out for us. This is Yokohama. That could be really good. So let's move this into our second thing over here. The railway cap still hasn't been useful to us. Neither has a safety harness, but we might have to go on by sea after Japan. So I want to keep this. I want to keep the military papers as well. God damn it. Alright, maybe leave the false passport. Take the military papers. I do still want to keep the fur coat. And I think this has outlived its usefulness as well. So let's sell the Norwegian chest set. Let's move the safety harness in here. And let's see. Part of the rest and recuperation set. What else is part of that? I have no idea. We do want to keep this as well though. So let's see. Cold compress. Oh, that's right. South of America and cold compress. So far we haven't really needed it, and I'm not sure if we will. I might sell this, but yeah, I'm going to have to keep this suitcase anyway. And I think by selling some of this stuff, I have, you know, I've made enough money to purchase the room for another. Oh, god damn it! No, we missed the parts tomorrow. God damn it, we missed our. Oh man, I need to keep an eye on this clock. That's really annoying. The parts tomorrow at 3 AM. Okay. Damn it. Alright, so let's stay in the market a little bit longer, I suppose. Man, I really need to keep an eye on this. Look at how fast the time is going. Holy shit. This could still prove very useful as well. But, I don't know. I'm going to keep this stuff. Close the luggage. Spend one more day in the hotel. Man, I do not like the way this time goes forward. Before going to bed, I buffed and shone my master's pocket watch. Now, I spent a few hours walking around and spoke to a cheerful Muscovite seamstress who had lost a monocle, which I helped to recover, and from whom I discovered that you could buy Mongol chancy lutes in Urga that will sell for a fortune in Calgary. We're not going to Urga though. I paid £1 for the information. I asked her how she knew. I assured her we were unlikely. No, we might go to Calgary, you never know. I asked her how she knew, and she launched into a long and complicated story about her mother's best friend's old Labrador. Really, a convoluted tale, the only interesting point of which was the fact that some buyers will pay well for false passports from Beijing. Interesting. Alright, I think we've been going on for long enough, so this is going to be the end of this episode. But yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one, and hopefully we will get to Omsk and we will reach the end of Russia in the next episode, but we will see. We'll see. See you for the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys for the next one.